Hello, everybody. Welcome to our roundtable with Harriet, Jamie, and Hermione for Outlander Blood of My Blood. This roundtable will be 20 minutes, and I'll be moderating for us. I'll go ahead and go off camera. For our journalists, I will call on you by name, and then you can ask your question. And we are rolling. So let's go ahead and get started with a question from Karita.
I'm with TV Canada, and this franchise is all about love against insurmountable obstacles. Can you talk a little about what draws these characters to each other? Obviously, Harry and Jamie, Brian and Ellen can't keep apart, but also Hermione, what makes her fall in love with a man she's never met?
Mm. Yeah, I think for Brian and Ellen, it's very much love at first sight. It's described in the script as a thunderclap moment when lightning strikes and these two souls who are destined to be together finally meet. So yeah, I think they fall in love with each other before they even know who each other is. It's not until the second meeting when they find out that they're actually from rival clans, and the whole thing's going to be pretty awkward. But it's too late. They've already decided that, their hearts belong to each other and they're gonna stick with it and overcome all the obstacles together.
I thought you told me it was because of Brian's dashing good looks, his wit, his charm. He's so funny.
Yeah, I felt like your head was getting a bit big and I needed to hold back on that.
Oh, okay. That's fair enough. What about Julie and Henry? What do you see in Henry?
What do I see in Henry? Gosh. Well, when they first they obviously don't meet in person. It's an epistolary romance to begin with. It's a meeting of minds through words. And then when they do finally meet, it's much more of a that's more about the physical, and luckily they do fancy each other because that would be a real shame if they didn't.
I guess it's kind of similar actually to Brian and because like there's a magnetism we always talk about, but there has to be a similar magnetism with you guys because when
Yeah.
you meet each other on the stairs, like how do you know? It's like it's a sense that you
Do you
feel.
smell him or something? Yeah, I smell him.
You smell like
Spray his letters.
smell like the
Yeah,
letters.
yeah, you smell his breath on the letters. Look, sorry. He's not here to defend himself, so I really think you should really just rein it in a bit.
Oh, wow.
You smell bad.
Don't speak about my husband like that. He smells
All right.
great.
Thank you.
Right, sorry.
Thank you.
We're having fun here.
Thank you, Karita. We're going to go next to Monica.
Hi guys, how are you?
Hi, nice to meet you, Monica.
Nice to meet you guys. So I'm gonna jump right in. So Harriet and Jamie, for Claire and Jamie are often described as soulmates, and I wanted to know, and then also for Hermione, Julia's bringing a brand new, character into the fold, into the Beecham family. So for you guys, was it fun to start from scratch? Was it fun to pull from things you know from Outlander? What was the process?
I think it's really fun to explore characters which we don't really know much about because it gives you, as an actor, a lot of freedom to have fun with it and kind of like make it your own and put a stamp on it. And it's something that you don't have all the answers at the start. It's not as if you read one script and you're like, cool, like episode one, I know exactly who Brian is. Because as humans, we're constantly changing and evolving, and that's just what happens with these characters over the course of 10 episodes that we see in episode one. He's a totally different guy to who he is in episode 10. And that was, as an actor, that was really fun for me to explore and find these different shades, these different sides of Brian.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, actually. I also similarly was kind of confused actually at times in the beginning about who Ellen actually was, because it seems like she's a million different people with everyone that she encounters and interacts with. But actually, that's a really good point. None of us are one person, are we? We are different depending on who we're with a lot of the time. We're adaptable, and yeah, there's a nice familiarity, I think, in revisiting these characters for season two. It does feel like coming home in a way, but at the same time, again, they have grown. It feels like they've grown and evolved even since the first season. And their relationships have changed. The dynamics are different, which, like you said, is really fun to play because it's never boring. It's very unpredictable. You never know where they're going to go next or how they're going to respond to a situation, much like life, I guess.
Well, thank you guys. It's fantastic job so far.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Monica. We'll now take a question from Jamie Steinberg with Starry Constellation Mag.
Morning, this is Jamie with Starry Constellation Magazine. Fellow Jamie.
Yeah, I was going to say, great name. Yeah, love it.
Brian is delusioned by the idea of courting. He's fully fine with being single for the rest of his life, but that's when he meets Ellen.
Hmm.
What is it about her that draws him in? I think you sort of touched on it a little bit earlier, but is there something that fully changes his mind that opens his heart more?
I think he sees a lovely looking girl with ginger hair and be like, "Hey, you'd make a great baby." Uh, you would make great babies. Not that you would make a baby. Yeah. There's a we talked about that. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
What?
Baby.
There's a magnetism about it. It's like there's
a caveman.
well, I mean, back in the 18th century, what you gonna do? Um,
Daddy.
no, oh, now you set me off.
Me?
There's a
Nothing to do with that.
when you're caught so unawares by things, Brian's not there looking for love, and when he hears this sassy remark from someone behind slats, which he can't see, and then he gives it right back, they have this little bit of banter, and I think it's that which catches him unaware, and then gets him curious, and then obviously when he sees her for the first time, it's like you're the most beautiful person I've seen in my life, and yeah, there's this chemistry that just sparks fly thunderclap moment, so to speak.
Sorry, we just had coffee just before this and a lot of sugar.
Well, thank you all so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Jamie.
you.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Raquel with Fangirlish.
Hi everyone, I'm Raquel from Fangirlish. How are you?
Hi, we're good, thanks. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Well, my question is for all of you. What was what do you hope fans will discover or reevaluate about your characters and their story by watching Blood of My Blood?
I think maybe different versions of love. I feel like it's a story about love. So maybe through the lens of each character, you learn. Sorry, I'm speaking for all of us here.
No.
But but maybe it's each character, it's like you're looking at love through a different lens, whether that's familial love between brothers or between father and son, or romantic love between the different partners, and how that grows and develops.
That's so lovely put. Yeah, why have we not said that before?
It's actually the first time I've said that.
Is it actually?
Genuine.
That's really nice.
You're doing a really good job of acting like
No,
it's the first
no,
time
that
I've
was
said
that
it.
was actually
because-
genuinely came to me in that moment.
Because Henry and Julia's love is completely different because it's like it's established already, right?
Yeah.
Whereas ours is like,
It's a brand new thing.
yeah.
Neither of them have ever experienced love before, not romantic love anyway, and they're not expecting it at all. It kind of hits them both and rocks their worlds.
And then of course like the familial love, between parents and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and siblings. Nice one, hers.
Bravo. I love your work.
You should write.
It's a bit
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
good. This.
Yeah.
Thanks, Raquel. Next question is coming from John with Nerds That Geek.
Hey everyone, thank you both all for your time today. First and foremost, it's so nice to meet you. I'm very curious, since this is such a huge franchise, was there any pressure upon any of you in joining up to the Outlander universe?
I mean, yeah, I think we were aware of how big and successful and beloved Outlander is. And so there was an element of, wanting to live up to the expectations, I guess, and having big boots to fill. But I think it just motivated us to want to work really hard and do a really good job and make a show that we could be proud of and that fans would enjoy. And I think we all feel like we've done that.
Yeah.
And that it's only been the support from the fans. Like from the very beginning, they've been wonderful and they're so excited to see the show, which is a really nice feeling.
And the support and the acceptance from like Sam and Katrina, like they've been so lovely, and Richard and Charles, like literally everybody has just been so supportive of us and want us to do a good job. So that means a lot, because they could easily be, bitter and not care and not want to say anything, but no, they've been really, really lovely.
Awesome. Thank you all so much.
Thanks,
you.
dude.
Next, we'll take a question from Ariana with Fresh Pair of Eyes.
Hi, it's nice to talk to all you guys.
Hi.
Hey.
So all your characters are reluctant romantics, but I feel as if all your characters in modern times would definitely be out and have date nights with all of your loves, what do you think for each of your characters would be the perfect date in modern times? Where would they be going in 2025?
Oh,
Oh,
question.
wow. Okay.
I think Henry and Julia would go to a poetry reading night. They'd go to a live poetry reading night with maybe like craft beers and like specialty wine.
Oh, I love that.
And then probably go dancing, I'd say.
Hmm.
And
Love that.
end with a cocktail and a shag.
Can we join? Can we make a double date? I think that sounds like fun. Are we not invited?
Date.
Wow. Okay.
I'd love you to.
Well, I was gonna say a Kaylee dance. You know.
I was gonna say a festival.
Boom.
Boom. I
Nice.
think Ellen and Brian are not afraid of getting down and dirty.
Oh my God.
No, I mean in the sense of, you know, they meet outside. They have many outdoor encounters. I feel like
What kind of festival? Like a music festival?
so
Yeah,
you said
music
get
down
down
and dirty and outdoor encounters.
Yes. Yeah.
Like camping?
Where's the lie? Do you know what I mean?
No, I mean, that sounds like a euphemism.
No, they spend so much time outside.
And that says.
Actually cracked. We've been broken.
I
Do you
think
not
it's quite a good
agree?
date night, so I think they
It's a
sound
great
great.
date.
Is
Yeah.
that, that's
I wanna.
You
They
guys
go to
are-
go camping. You go to Kaylee and go camping.
yeah,
Yeah.
or Glastonbury. I feel like they'd really enjoy Glastonbury. You know, they both actually have a really great time at the dance at Belton.
Yeah.
So maybe less so a festival and more like clubbing. Maybe they'd go out dancing.
Okay, that's where we're going. But you can maybe.
Well, maybe we'll just come with you then.
Okay,
Fine.
fine, you can come. We'll join up. You can go camping and then we'll meet at the club.
Let's do it. It's a date.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next question is coming from Jamie Ruby with SciFi Vision.
Hi, guys. Thanks for talking to us. What has each of your characters taught you about yourself through this experience?
Oh, nice question.
Good question. A lot, actually. I think I've said this before, but I think I feel like I have more in common with my character than I thought I did in the beginning, which is actually a really nice thing because I think I actually admired her in many ways, and now I admire myself.
Admire yourself.
It sounds so big-headed. No, but I think I
No,
found
proud of yourself.
yeah,
Yeah.
thanks. I think
Yeah.
I found
Proud of you.
strength. Thanks, man. I think I found a lot of strength through her and realized that, I think I trust myself and my voice a lot more now than I did in the beginning. So that's
Cool.
nice.
That's really sweet. I think Brian has a really strong sense of stoicism, you know, like controlling what he can control and accepting everything that he can. And I think that's something I've honestly, since I've started this job auditioning, like really tried to put into my own life. And it's great. If you've never tried it, like it's a lot of stress relieving because it makes life so much easier and simpler when you're just like, I'm stuck in traffic. Well, there's nothing I can do about it. Because I used to get mad road rage.
Wow.
Mad road rage. Some say I still do, but I'm working on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think Julia can talk her way out of anything. I think she's got a real knack of finding a means to get out of a situation, and I'd quite like to take some of that into my own life.
I think you are good at that.
Are you
Do you
good?
think?
Yeah.
I think I could be better. That sounds sneaky, but I mean that in a good way. I mean, I'd never find myself necessarily in the situations that Julia finds herself in, but I do think she has a knack for maneuvering around scenarios quite a skillful way.
You both of your characters are kind of like that, actually.
Yeah, actually, you saying that has made me realize we actually
Yeah.
are very similar
Yeah,
in that
yeah.
sense. They kind of have to be because they're women in a really, difficult male-dominated time and society. So they have to use other ways to maneuver situations and save themselves, really.
Definitely. I
Nice.
described them as caged birds, but I think it's more like a caged lion.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
I think they're
that.
caged lions or caged
Nice.
ravens.
That's brilliant.
Love that.
An aggressive bird, a large hunting bird.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Our next question is from Diana with Geek Girl Authority.
No, that was brilliant. Caged lion.
It was brilliant.
Caged lion.
Thank you
Both.
so much. Hi, I'm Diana with Geek Girl Authority, and my question has to do with your characters making the hard choices. Every one of them in their circumstances is faced with a hard choice where there is an easier path and none of them take it. Where do they find the strength to stay true to the choice?
That is great. There was something I read about when writers are doing stuff, and it's like our audiences love to see characters make difficult choices, and it's a testament first of all to the writing because it's written so well that way, and it makes it exciting for us to play. In terms of the character, like for me, for Brian, he has to make this choice of whether to pursue the one person who he shouldn't be with in any world, and if he does that, does he tell his best friend about it? And it creates this dynamic of push and pull. But ultimately, for Brian, he doesn't want anything in his life. He's very, very happy with where he is, and all of a sudden he meets this love of his life, and he wants something again, and he chooses to pursue this one want in his life because he thinks it's worth it. But yeah, that's a very, very difficult path he's gone down.
I think they also all follow their hearts over their heads, which is why they make the difficult choices. I think they're all romantic, so they follow their hearts. And Julia also does do that, but I think a lot of her choices are perhaps more for her children than perhaps for herself. I think it's all in the name of protecting children.
But again, it's love, isn't it? I think love is what drives them all to make the decisions that they make. And I think it just proves that love is the strongest force in the world. It's stronger than, hate and fear and everything.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We have time for one more question. This is Karen with UPI.
Hello, thanks so much for chatting. Ellen and Brian have such different relationships with their fathers, and I was wondering if you could describe those relationships and say how they shaped who they become.
Well, yeah, Brian's relationship with his father, it's perfect. What can I say? He's the happiest guy in the world. No, it's living with him is honestly living in a nightmare, but it's one that he's chosen to live with, because if he leaves, then who knows what might happen to his mum, Davina, who lives there. And Brian, he definitely sees his father as everything that he doesn't want to be. He sees how he treats women, how he treats everyone, his ambition, all this stuff, and he sees how much it's corrupted him as a person. And he's really taken that and flipped it on its head because he sees what's happened to his father, and he doesn't want that kind of life. So he just tries to do the opposite. And then thankfully he has a mother who just is full of nothing but love and support, and that's where he learns how to love from. So it's a nice balance between the two.
And with Ellen, I think her father was her best friend, and they were really, really close, and she was his favorite child, which, he didn't hide. So that causes some difficulties with her siblings, because there's definitely jealousy there. But I think he trusted her. He listened to her. She was kind of an advisor to him at times. And for her, he protected her. She doesn't want to marry for the sake of the clan, which is what's expected of women at the time. And he promises that he won't make her do that. So once he's gone, she's left very vulnerable. But I think Ellen is her father's daughter, and it's him that gives her the strength to fight. And the education, he provides her an education, which is what makes her so smart and able to then influence her brothers in order to gain back what little power she can have. I think it's because of that she manages to find some agency and save herself from the situations that she finds herself in.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to Harriet, Jamie, and Hermione. Thank you to our journalists. That is our roundtable for today.